Virgin Mary, she was mentioned 30 plus times in the Quran. She's revered.
Really? As the mother of Jesus?
As the mother of Jesus. Many of the same prophets, they're in the Quran. The Muslims are actually very accepting of the Christian faith traditions. The tomb of Jesus Christ was restored by King Abdullah.
Wait, what? The tomb of Jesus was restored by the Muslim king of Jordan?
He's a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad. Since 1,000 years ago, the keys to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Those keys are handed to a Muslim family. They open the church in the morning and they close the church at night.
Tucker Carlson's visit to Jordan offered a perspective rarely shown in Western media. His Arab Christian guest explained how Mary and Jesus are honored in the Quran, while highlighting the long history of Muslims and Christians peacefully coexisting in the Middle East. He also described how Muslim communities have protected Christian places of worship, directly challenging widespread anti-Muslim narratives.
What's it like to be a Christian in an overwhelmingly Muslim country here?
Well, Christians here in Jordan have always felt, really one and the same with the Muslims in Jordan. And it goes back thousands of years, really, Tucker. So it's always felt like we're really one and the same. Islam is very much an integral part of our culture as Christians here. Yeah, we feel very comfortable.
As Christians here?
As Christians, absolutely.
Most Americans are going to be surprised to hear that.
Oh, of course. I mean, a lot of my American friends, when I first met them, they were surprised that, I'm Christian from Jordan. I'm like, what do you mean? I mean, this is where Christianity started, right? We are the ancient Christians.
Yes.
It's a bit upsetting for me.
Jesus was baptized right there.
Christ's official mission, right, started in Jordan.
I've been to this country before, and I've always felt comfortable here. And if you say that, in the West, people are either incredulous or they accuse you of being a secret Muslim or jihadi or something, which I'm not at all. But I'm really struck that you said Islam is an integral part of the culture for Christians here. What does that mean?
Well, look, it's the faith traditions are so similar. It's remarkable. I mean, if you look at the Quran, for example, the Quran is Jesus was mentioned 25 plus times in the Quran. And he was mentioned under different words, different names. So Isa is what his name is in Arabic. The Word of God, that's actually from the Quran. The Messiah, Al-Masih. That's also Ibn Maryam, son of Maryam. The other thing that you might find interesting is also the Virgin Mary, right? I mean, she was mentioned 30 plus times in the Quran. She's revered, right? Actually, she was the only woman whose name was actually mentioned in the Quran. No other name of a woman has been. I mean, there was...
Really?
Absolutely. Maryam's is the only name that's named by name in the Quran as a woman.
As the mother of Jesus.
As the mother of Jesus. There is a whole chapter in the Quran just dedicated for the Virgin Mary. So you can see, and of course the same prophets, many of the same prophets, whether it's Elijah or Moses or Abraham or they're in the Quran, as they are in the New Testament and the Old Testament. So the faith traditions are very similar. So that's why the Muslims are actually very accepting of the Christian faith traditions. They are encompassing of the Christian faith traditions. So yeah, I mean...
And you're saying this as a Christian?
I'm saying this as a Christian here in Jordan.
I'm at a disadvantage because I have not read the Quran. Mm-hmm. I'll just say that. But we have been taught for 25 years, since 9/11, that Islam is inherently hostile to Christianity. But you don't believe that?
I totally disagree with that. To demonize one religion, to say everyone in that religion is hostile is an atrocity, Tucker. It's absolutely not true.
I agree with that.
Saad, an Arab Christian from Jordan, told Tucker Carlson that his experience living in a Muslim-majority country has been overwhelmingly positive. He said Muslims and Christians are deeply integrated, directly challenging the hostile image often presented in Western media. He also explained that Jesus and Mary are highly revered in Islam, and that Islam, Christianity, and Judaism share many prophets and traditions. Tucker was so surprised by these similarities that he expressed interest in reading the Quran himself.
Did you experience discrimination growing up here as a Christian?
Never. I've never felt discriminated against. Discrimination in terms of, I feel at a disadvantage to be Christian here? Absolutely not. Christians are very well represented here, as you can imagine. They're really part of the social fabric of the economy and the political environment. So Christians are represented, in the Senate, in Parliament, in government, in the military, in the private sector, even though we are a minority, right? But the representation is everywhere.
You're a
across the
tiny
board.
minority, right?
We are like probably 2-3%.
So you're a Christian. You are 25 miles away from the most famous and important church in Christendom, and you've been one time in 50 years?
Yeah, obviously it's, first of all, I can't just go there. I need a visa. There's some security considerations.
What does that mean?
You see what's happening there now. How comfortable would Christians be, or non-Christians even, visiting the holy sites now in Jerusalem?
I'm totally confused. Those holy sites don't belong to the state of Israel, which is a political entity of very recent creation. Those holy sites are the center of our religion. They long predate by thousands of years the creation of the state of Israel. So why wouldn't any Christian have a right to visit his own church?
Yeah, I agree.
That's my perspective as the person who's paying for all this.
The Hashemites are very much the custodians of the Christian and the Muslim sites in Jerusalem. Yes. And I think maybe that, if you allow me, Tucker, I think that's something that people don't realize, is that a lot of the restoration work that happens there is very much funded personally by the king. The tomb of Jesus Christ in the Holy Sepulchre was restored by personal donations from King Abdullah. And it says something.
Wait, what?
Absolutely, yeah.
The tomb of Jesus was restored by the Muslim king of Jordan?
Yeah, that's the king of Jordan.
It's kind of a surprise ending to the story, I have to say.
He's a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad, right? And he's the one restoring the tomb of Jesus Christ. And I think that's this interfaith story.
That's true?
It is true. Since, I think 1,000 years ago, since Salahuddin or Saladin, right?
Yeah.
The keys to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, did not belong to any of the Christian denominations because they couldn't agree amongst themselves, right? The Armenian, the Orthodox, the Catholic. Ethiopian, like who's going to have the key to the church, right? And actually that key was handed to, at the time, Salahuddin. And even today, those keys are handed to a Muslim family. It's, I think, the Nsebe family of Jerusalem. They open the church in the morning, and they close the church at night. So that's the kind of these are the stories we grew up with as Christians in the region, as Muslims in the region, even as Arab Jews, right, from the region. This is sort of the faith and the common faith and cultural tradition we grew up with here. So a lot of the stuff that we see today is very new. These are lines drawn in the sand by colonial powers that really sort of destroyed that social cohesion and the social fabric that existed here. Jerusalem belongs to all people. This is a holy city, especially people of the Abrahamic religions, at least.
It certainly doesn't belong to Bibi. It's not his. He didn't make it. None of those buildings was built by the government of Israel.
Tucker's guest said that despite Christians being a small minority in Jordan, they face little discrimination and often hold influential economic and political positions. He also highlighted Jordan's role in protecting and restoring Christian holy sites in Jerusalem, presenting this as part of a long tradition of safeguarding religious communities and places of worship. The discussion then turned to restrictions around Jerusalem's holy sites and the wider conflict's impact on relations between Muslims, Christians, and Jews. Both argued that these sites belong to all three Abrahamic faiths, and that genuine dialogue and equal access are essential for rebuilding peaceful coexistence in the region.